Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome back. Network expert here, and I am Paswati Banya. And today we are talking about the cybersecurity or ethical hacking playlist. And in this playlist, introduction to the ethical hacking will be the first module. Inside that, we'll be covering about the understanding the element of information security, understanding the information security attacks and information warfare, overview of cybersecurity kill chain methodology, TTPS and IOCS, overview of hacking concept, type and phases, understanding ethical hacking concept and its scope, overview of information security controls, overview of Information Security Act and law. And this will be the first objective we'll be covering about. And module objective will be to attacker breaks into system for various reasons and purposes. Therefore, it is important to understand how malicious hacker attack and exploit system and probable reason behind those attack. As shown in the artwork, if you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. As we already know that system administrators and security professionals must guard their infrastructure against exploit by knowing the enemy. The malicious hackers who seek to use the same infrastructure for illegal activities. And inside this module, we'll be starting with an overview of the current scenario, security scenario, and emerging threats vectors. And it will also provide you the insight into the different elements information security letters. The module will be discussing about the hacking and ethical hacking concept, and in with the brief discussion of the information security controls and information security law and the acts. And by the end of the modules, we will be able to describe the element of information security, explain information security attacks and information warfare, describe cyber kill chain methodology, TTPS and IOCS, describe hacking concept types, phases, explain technical hacking concept and scope, and you also be knowing the understanding information security controls, depth in deep risk management, cyber security intelligence, threat intelligence, incidents manager process, and AI and ML. I also know to more about the information security about the act and the law, and this module will follow through the information security overview, cyber chain concept, hacking concept, ethical hacking concept, information security controls, information security law and standards. And the first module will be information security overview. Information security overview. Information security refers to the protection of or a safeguard of information systems that use, store, and transmit information from unauthorized access, disclosure alterations, or and destructions. Information is a critical asset that organized must be secured. If sensitive information falls into the wrong hand, then the respective organizations may suffer huge loss in the term of finance, brand reputations, customer, or in other way. To provide an understanding of how to secure such critical information resources, this module will start with an overview of information security. And the sections introduce the element of information security, classification of attacks, and the information warfare. And the element of this information security are confidentiality, integrity, availability, authenticity, and non-repudiation. Information security is a state or well-being of information and infrastructures in which the possibility of theft, tampering, and disrupting of information and services is low or tolerable. And the first would be the first element of the information security is confidentiality. What is confidentiality? Confidentiality means assure that the information is accessible only to those authorized to who have access. And second one is the integrity. Integrity means the trustworthiness of data resources in terms of preventing improper or unauthorized changes. Availability. Quality means that the ensure that the system response for delivering, storing, and processing information are accessible when required by the authorized users. Authenticity. Authenticity means that refers to the character of the communications, documentation, or any data that ensures the quality of being genuine. Non-repudiation. Non-repudiation means the guarantee that the sender of a message can't later deny having sent the message and that the recipient can't deny having received the message. Element of information security. As the information security is the state of well-being of information and infrastructure in which the possibility of theft, tampering, or disrupting of information and services is kept low or tolerable. It relies on major five element. They are confidentiality, integrity, availability, authenticity, and non-repudiation. Confidentiality means it assures that the information is accessible only to authorized. Confidentiality breaches may occur due to improper data handling or a hacking attempt. Confidentiality controls include data classifications, data encryptions, and proper disposal of equipment such as DVD, USB drive, and Blu-ray discs. Second one is integrity. Integrity means is the trustworthiness of data or resources in the prevention of improper and unauthorized changes. The assurance that information is sufficiently accurate for its purpose. Measure to maintain the data integrity may include a checksum or a number of produces by a mathematical function to verify that a given block of data is not changed. And access control, which ensures access control ensures that only authorized person can update, add, or delete data. Availability. Availability means the assurance that the system responsible for delivering, storing, and processing information are accessed when required by the authorized users. Measures to maintain the data availability can include dictionary for the redundant system and cluster machine, antivirus to combat malware, and distributed denial of services or DDoS prevention system. Authenticity. Authenticity refers to the characteristics of the communications, documentations, or any data that ensures the quality of being genuine or uncorrupted. The major role of authentication is to confirm that a user is genuine. Controls such as biometric, smart card, and digital certificates ensure the authenticity of data, transaction, communications, and documentation. Non-repudiations. Non-repudiations is a way to guarantee that the sender of a message can't later deny having sent the message and that the recipient can't deny have received the message. Individuals and organizations use digital signatures to ensure non-repudiations. And there are the motive, goals, and objective of information security attacks. Attacks can be caused due to the motivative and some kind of goals. And attack also caused by the methods, uh, and the attack also caused by the vulnerability. And what is attack? Attack means that it is a combination of motivations, methods, and vulnerability. A motive originated out of the notion that the large system stores or process something valuable, and this leads to the threat of an attack on the system. Attacker tries various tools and attack technique to exploit vulnerabilities in a computer system or its security policy and control in order to fulfill their motive. What are the motive behind the security attacks? The motive behind the security information attacks will be the disrupting business continuity, stealing information and manipulating data, creating fears and by disrupting the critical infrastructures, causing financial loss to the target, and propagating religious or political beliefs, achieving a state military objective, damaging the reputations of the target, taking revenge, and demanding ransoms. These are the motive behind the information security attacks. Motive goals, and objective of information security attack. Attackers generally have a motive, goals, and objective behind their information security attacks. A motive originated out of the notation that a target system stores or processes something valuable, which leads to the threat of an attack on the system. The purpose of the attack may be disrupted to the target organization business's operations, to steal valuable information for the sake of the curiosity, or even to extract revenge. Therefore, these motives or goals depend on the attacker's state of mind and their reasons for carrying such activity, as well as the resource and capabilities. Once the attacker determines their goal, they can employ various tools, attack technique, and methods to exploit vulnerability in a computer system or security system and security policy and controls. Attacks is the combination of motive, method, and the vulnerability. Motive behind information security attacks will be to disrupt the business continuity, perform information theft, manipulating data, create fear and by disrupting critical infrastructures, bring financial loss to the target, propagate religions or political beliefs, achieve a state military objective, damage the reputation of the target, take revenge, demand ransoms. Classification of attack. There are passive attack, active attack, closing attack, insider attack, and distribution attack. What is passive attack? Passive attack do not tamper with the data and involve interception and monitoring network traffic and data flow on the network target. And the example of passive attack will be sniffing and eavesdropping. What is active attack? Active attack tampers with the data and transmit or disrupt the communication or services between the system to bypass or break into the secure system. Example of active attack will be the DOS, man-in-the-middle attack, session hijacking, SQL injections. Close-in attack. What is close-in attack? Close-in attack are performed when the attacker is in close physical proximity with the target system or network in order to gather, modify, or disrupt access to the information. And examples of close-in attacks will be the social engineering, such as example include social engineering such as eavesdropping, shoulder surfing, and dumpster diving. Insider attack. What is insider attack? Insider attack involves using privileges as to violate rules or international cost or threat to organization information or information system. Example including the theft of physical devices or planting keylogger, backdoor, and malware will come inside the insider attack. What is distribution attack? Distribution attack occurs when attackers tamper with the hardware or the software prior to install. Attacker tamper with the hardware or the software as its source or in transit. And the classification of attack according to IATSF, security attacks are classified into the five categories. They are passive attack, active attack, closing attack, insider attack, and distribution attack. Passive attack. What is passive attack? Passive attacks involves intercepting and monitoring network traffic and data to flow on the target network and do not tamper with the data. Attackers perform recognition on the network activity using sniffing. These attacks are very difficult to detect as the attacker has not any active interaction with the target system or the network. Passive attack allows the attacker to capture the data or the files being transmitted in the network without the consent of the user. For example, an attacker can obtain the information such as encrypted data in the transit, clear text credentials, or the other sensitive information that is useful in the performing active attack. Example of the passive attack will be the footprinting, snip and eavesdropping, network traffic analysis, descriptions of the weak encryption traffic. Active attack. Active attack tampers with the data in the transit or disrupt communications of the services between the system to bypass or break into the secure system. Attackers launch the attack on the target system or network by sending the traffic activity that can be detected. These attacks are performed on the target network to exploit the information in the transit. They penetrate or they inject the target internal network and gain access to the remote system to compromise the internal network. Example of the active attack will be the denial of services, DOS attack, bypass protection mechanism, malware attacks such as viruses, worms, ransomware, modification of the information, snooping attacks, replay attacks, password-based attack, session hijacking, man-in-middle attack, DNS ARP poisoning, compromise key attack, firewall and IDS attack, profiling attack, arbitrary code execution attack, and privilege escalation attack, backdoor SS attack, cryptography attacks, SQL injection attack, XXS attack, dictionary traversal attack, exploitation of the application and OS software attack. This comes under the active attack. And next one is the close-in attacks. Close-in attacks are performed when the attacker is in a close physical proximity with the target system or the network. The main goal of the performing this type of attack is to gather or to modify information or disrupt its access. An example of the close-in attack will be an attacker might solder surf user credentials. Attacker gain close proximity to the spacious entry, open access or the both. Example of the close attack is social engineering, which come under the eavesdrops, shoulder surfing, dumpster diving, or the other many methods. Insider attack. Insider attack are performed by trusted person who have physical access to the critical assets of the target. An insider attack involves using privileges access to violate rule of the intentionally causes to a threat to the organization's information or information system. Insider can be easily bypass security rules, corrupt valuable resources, and access sensitive information. They misuse the organization asset to directly affect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the system information system. These attacks impact the organization's business operation, reputations, and the profit. It is difficult to figure out an insider attack. Example of this insider attack will be eavesdropping and wiretapping, theft of physical devices, social engineering, data theft, and sophistication and port surfing, planting keylogger, padlock, or the malware. Distribution attack. Distribution attack occur when the attacker tamper with the hardware or the software prior to the installations. Attacker tamper the hardware, the software at its source or when it is in the transit. Example of the distribution attack include backdoor created by the software or the hardware vendor at the time of manufacturing. Attackers leverage the backdoor to gain the unauthorized access to the target information system or network. Modification of the software or the hardware during productions. Modification of the software or the hardware during the productions which come on the inside the distribution attacks.